morning. This is Miss Lafalot coming at you from Spruce Grove, Alberta, Canada. This is your diabetic support group. I'm type 1, a year and 5 months. This is the 5th month, a year and 5 months that I've been diagnosed. And as I look at the footage of my YouTube, of course I started muscle wasting about 6 months before that. Yeah, about 6 months before that, or more, to look at it. But anyway, since then, I was 84, wasted away to 84 pounds, and I nearly died a few times. So I'm really grateful to be alive, that I can be here with you, with the hopes that I can provide you hope if you're going through a rough time with your diagnosis. It's not easy, but it's manageable, okay? It's manageable. So as I'm type 1, okay, so I'll look at my... Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna take some insulin now. And I'm here if you have any questions. If you have any questions for a type 1 diabetic and for a type 2, because we have type 2s coming in the room as well, or maybe you're supporting somebody with diabetes and you've done so and you feel like a pro because you've supported them for, because they're your partner or your family member for that many years. You've got, lessons that, that we can learn from, or words that we could learn from. Okay, let's stop this. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to go for an hour. I'm here if you have any questions. Oh, great. Okay. So I like to grab a fatty part. Okay, so good morning. Say hello. So I just gave myself some insulin, and to cover my workout, right? So I haven't eaten anything today. I've had some coffee with some cream, and I feel ready for my workout. We're gonna figure all of this stuff out as you go along, like how, what to do and when and how much food, how much insulin this, or like if you're type 1, I think some type 2s, and I got to get clear on this, but some type 2s do take some insulin. In fact, when I was initially diagnosed, they told me I was type 2 and my doctor wanted to put me on insulin, and I said no thanks, because I heard like Dr. Ken Berry, Dr. Anthony Chafee, Dr. Sean Baker, all of these people saying, look, type 2 diabetes is reversible. So I'm like, no, I'm not gonna take the insulin. Maybe I should have. I don't know. So anyway, I wasted away. And then I was eventually hospitalized for the first time about 6 months after the diagnosis, where I did not take any insulin, and I needed it. Okay. So yeah, I just offer myself here that if you have any questions for a type 1 diabetic, or you just want to join us in a workout, choose something that you like to do. Maybe you might want to do some push-ups, some sit-ups, some pull-ups. Anything that you're able to do with the capacity that you're at right now. Okay, so choose something that you want to do and let's do it together. So starting out with a warm-up. If you have any questions for a type 1, if you're curious how I eat, right? I'm curious how you eat, right? I choose the no carb train because it's just a roller coaster I'm not willing to entertain on a regular basis. Like some of you do. Like I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you remain sane by eating carbs. I really don't. Like all the power to you. You want to do what you know how to do, but I really like having my toes not feeling weird, right? And you know that happens, okay? And I want to correct something that I said the other day. The neuropathy, for me, like it goes away, not completely, okay? It has not gone away completely, okay? But it's a huge alarm bell when I feel that feeling in my toes, and I'm like, oh, well, it's attached to, it's the carbs, right? The carb train. So once that, like I've done my experiments, right? And what I'm noticing actually, this is an interesting detail, because I've just introduced like doing the glucose thing, because I'd never done it before. I was always dealing with whatever I was dealing with just meat, okay? And now I'm introducing sardines, just fairly recently, past few months, I've been introducing the sardines. But like I had no arm, like I don't wear deodorant, okay? I don't need to, I never have, really, it stopped, right? And the body, after it cleans itself out, you don't need deodorant. But now that I have the glucose, I've introduced this glucose, I'm like, this morning, I'm like, what the hell? Like, the body, like my armpits, like it's changed the chemistry of my body, right? Like, this is weird, because I never, and I noticed that years ago too. It was a good reminder of what these toxins do to our body, right? And it comes out like it's trying to get rid of shit. It's trying to get rid of whatever, right? Through sweat. But do you know what the biggest detox is? You might be surprised. What is the biggest detox? Any idea? What is the biggest detox? It's not sweating. It's not pooping. Okay? Those are good detoxes, but it's not good morning. It's breath, okay? Breath is the biggest. Hello, good morning. How are you? So the biggest detox is actually breath, okay? So when you're having, when you're type 2 or type 1, I imagine you're going to go through several possible panic attacks per day, especially if you're having carbs. Not only are you dealing with panic attacks, you're dealing with all the feelings in your body. You're tired. You're probably going to be cranky, okay? I've witnessed this crankiness in other diabetics that I grew up seeing, okay? Not everyone. There's one, I'm adopted, okay? So my dad's auntie, my dad that adopted me, or my dad's sister, she was not grumpy, okay? But in my uncle, who's married to my natural auntie, he was very grumpy, okay? And I didn't understand this until I became diabetic, okay? It's not an excuse. It's not an excuse to be cranky or bitchy. I never ever want to send that out there, but it can be a real reality for you. So I don't condone being bitchy just because, and letting your whatever's going on in your life to be an excuse to be a jerk, okay? Have we all been a jerk? I have. I've totally been a jerk, right? When I'm not feeling well, or I'm having a panic attack, right? But this is why the biggest detox, I highly recommend, okay? The biggest detox is breath, So anytime during your day, if you're having a panic attack, and they're very real, but they're not, okay? It's fake. Okay, a panic attack is fake. It's not real. But when you're contributing to that feeling and expanding it, you're making it real, right? Now, what outcome are you going to get when you're having that emotion in front of all of your friends, your community, your family, okay? Now, what are you getting out of it? And, you keep doing it, right? I'm not in there. Like, so what do I get when I do this? Right? Just like a child, right? Children are masters of manipulation via emotion, right? They're master manipulators, right? And then we become adults, and if we're still working on operating on that subconscious program, how is that going to affect us in our daily life, right? Because when you're 7, your parents broke up, they got a divorce, and you develop that behavior pattern at that time, right? And then you just kept doing it. Something about that behavior met a need within you. Okay, so maybe you went in the closet, you started eating, and then you started getting fat, and then you're a fat kid. You're a fat kid because, before my parents got divorced, I wasn't fat. Oh, but then after they got divorced, I started eating, and then I got fat. So every time, what happens when you repeat that behavior over your lifetime? You become a fat kid, a big fat kid, right? Eating your emotions, right? I've done it. The highest I've been is 150, so 150. I'm only 5'1 3/4", so technically, that's, to a doctor, that would be obese. Okay, so I know how it feels to be obese. I know how it feels to have an eating disorder. Okay, in junior high, I was, I guess it would be a cross between anorexic and bulimia, because I thought I was fat and ugly, right? Isn't that fucking weird? How distorted the brain can be. Everyone else will say, "Oh, you're beautiful. You're beautiful." Me, I'm going, "Oh, fuck, I'm fucking fat and ugly," right? But that's not true, right? That's not true. So what kind of stories have you created in life that are not true? What have you created that is not true? What stories have you made up, okay? Okay, when did I start becoming fat? Okay, that thing happened. And then I became fat. So we cannot change anything that we cannot admit or see, okay? So now let's talk about addictive behaviors within the diabetic, okay? I've noticed this, I've been studying it, and I just think it's so interesting. The addictive diabetic, okay? We can, like type 1, and I see the type 1 saying that I can eat anything I want. All the power to you. And you know what? You're right. Until you're not right. Until you have 48 hours of a high blood sugar because you can eat whatever you want, right? But you're not telling your community that, sweetie. Perhaps you think that they don't know. This is what you're struggling with. Yes, it is real. I'm not going to knock that down. It is very real that you've been at a 15 or a 20 for 48 hours. God forbid. Fuck, man. How would that feel? How would that feel? Good morning. Hi from England. Welcome to the room. So the addictive diabetic, okay? I could easily, because I can shoot up, right? This is like, I can shoot up with my pen and I can eat that chocolate cake or whatever right on. You as a type 2, you're probably still, a lot of you still do. And then I can't fucking imagine what you're dealing with, because you've got longer to endure the excruciating pain, frustration, anger, all of these feelings, because you ate something yesterday or a couple hours ago, and now you gotta wait for 24 hours or more to stabilize, okay? That's not fun, okay? I'm type 1. I can just take this insulin and, I'm not going to suffer as much as a type 2. Not now, right? But if I keep doing that, I'm going to be insulin resistant, just like the type 2. There's no difference, okay? Type 2 and type 1, we're kind of the same, but we're not, okay? Our pancreases work. My beta cells, I don't have beta, my beta cells are fucked, okay? So I don't make insulin. You type 2, you make insulin, but it's not working, okay? And you're like, well, fuck, how do I make this insulin work? What am I gonna do? Well, number one, okay? If you're at the point, this is who I want to talk to right now. You are so fucking fed up with your disease in your body. And you're like, I will do anything to stop this. And this is what you must get to for anybody to create change. If you're an addict, you're a diabetic, you're an addict at some level. We all have our vices. Don't get mad. Get mad, whatever, I don't care. You do you. But you're an addict, okay? At some level. So eating the carbs, if you're on the carb train, it's going to be a very difficult life, right? And then over time, if we continue these behaviors, like diabetes, like some diseases just affect one part of the body, and technically, I would say all diseases affect at some level all levels of your health, right? But diabetes, oh yeah, it'll kick you in the ass, man. It'll fucking knock you on your ass, and your skin will deteriorate. All your organs will get fucked up, right? Isn't that awesome? Not necessarily. It doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way. Welcome to the room. Share this if you're Dominic. Hello. Thank you for joining. So if you love a diabetic, okay, you want to support a diabetic, it would be very difficult. I can imagine. I can't imagine how difficult it would be for you love someone. Okay, and I've met people like this, right? They're so fucking frustrated because their husband or their wife just fucking keeps eating shit, right? And you got to deal with that, right? You got to deal with their hospitalization. You've got to deal with perhaps food preparation. How am I going to stop this? You cannot. Okay, you got to let go of that. You cannot. That's not yours to take on. And if it is too stressful, if you're living with this diabetic that will refuse to change, and if it's affecting your life, I say get the fuck out, man. Because you do not need that. It's the same as dealing with an addict. Would you hang out or be married to a drug addict, like a crack addict? You say, oh no, that's okay. He's a crack addict. You can say, let's just be married. Let's continue to be married. Because it's the best behavior that is going to help our family, right? No, it sounds ridiculous to say that. If you're a diabetic and if you are continuing your behaviors that are affecting your partner, okay? Can you imagine how frustrated your partner would be? You're in bed, okay, all night, and because of your behavior, you're now going to be getting up and going how many fucking times? How many times is your alarm going to run off from this thing? How many times is this going to run? Because you decided to ignore your partner who cares for you by eating all those carbs. Now you're affecting their sleep. Does this ring true to you? Good morning, everybody. Isaac Makoni, nice to meet you. Jasmine Bean, nice to meet you. Dominic, keep pumping, BB. Point taken, keep it pumping. Right? So you are being selfish as a diabetic. You are being selfish when you decide to keep doing those behaviors, and now you're waking up your partner. How does that ring true to you? Are you so fucking fed up with your partner because they won't fucking change their behavior? And now it's affecting your ability to function in life. Because their alarm keeps, this thing keeps beeping. Oh, got high blood sugar. And then they're getting out of bed 10 times. Oh, isn't that awesome? Okay. So how are you going to navigate through that? You're going to break it up? Because what can you do? You have to save yourself. And if that diabetic does not change their behavior, right? It's affecting your life. It's affecting your income, everything. Perhaps you need to take a break and let them know, because they're obviously acting unconsciously. They're unconscious. Like most of the fucking planet, okay? We're all fucking unconscious. This is why shit happens in this world, because you're fucking unconscious. Am I guilty? Of course I am. Welcome to the room. You sound like you can't get a good night's sleep. Sometimes no, and I don't eat the carbs, okay? I need to take naps, okay? Because, and I was talking to this lady, fuck did we ever laugh, she's a senior, and she has type 1. And she's like, yeah, I'm just not doing the carbs. I'm like, oh, really? How come? Like, what made you decide not to do the carbs? She's sitting there, she's waiting for knee surgery, she's just fucking in pain. And I've seen her habits, right? I've seen her habits over time. Got the chocolate, you got the fucking chips, and I'm like, oh, really? No fucking wonder you gotta have knee surgery. You can't walk because your fucking joints are fucked up because you're eating sugar and carbs. I'm sorry. I'll make fun of you. You can make fun of me too. No problem. Game's a game. What's your user, Dominic? Melissa. Bro, what have I stumbled upon? What's your Dominic? Hey, welcome. So, if you're living with or supporting a diabetic, I pray that you have the courage to do what you need to do to either change that relationship, improve it, or get the fuck out. It's just like an addict. Because they will, if they do not stop their carb addiction, their sugar addiction, number one, they're gonna die sooner. They're gonna die sooner. Welcome to the room. Say hello, meet a fellow diabetic. Okay? Chitty chat. But if you're supporting a diabetic, you know what would motivate you to make that change, right? Because what you do as a diabetic and an influencer, I see these young kids, right, 20. I can eat whatever I want. Yeah, that's fucking cool, man. See, I just judge them, right? But I can close my mouth, or I can say something. You poor thing. Will you even make? I'm almost 50 years old. Will those 20-year-olds make it to 50, eating the way they do? Maybe, but they'll be fucked up, right? They'll be fucked up. Welcome to the room. So if you're supporting a diabetic, thank you. If you're supporting a diabetic, how are you going to navigate through that? Because you're probably fucking losing your mind as they get out of bed and they gotta go pee-pee again. Oh yeah, and you roll over, you're like, oh fuck, like, God, I love them, but this is fucking driving me nuts. Okay? It's not fair. It's not really fair to give them that opportunity to keep abusing you. It is abuse. It's not, you know what I mean? It's not, it's a tension creator, because they won't change, and there's nothing different than a crack addict and a diabetic that won't fucking stop the fucking madness that they are creating for your family. All these 20-year-olds, oh yeah, I can eat whatever I want. I'm type 1. Don't even get me started. I've been around enough to know how fucking retarded that sounds. But that's fine, sweetie. You can call me a retard too, no problem. I'll get over it. Ashley Peg, nice to meet you. So the diabetic in your life that is fucking with you, what are you going to do? You're going to show him this video? I don't really care. I'm going to do me, right? I'm taking care of me. I'm doing two things at the same time. Because if I don't do this, now, as I was saying before, when you look after your body, you're also looking after other people's mental wellness, okay? Now, you think about what that doctor has to live with because he had to cut off your fucking leg, okay? Can you fucking imagine that? A doctor had to cut off your fucking legs, your arms, whatever the fuck it is, pick the body part, because you decided not to care for yourself. I'm not interested in shaming you. I'm not interested in shaming you. I'm interested in bringing it up to a conscious program that you can now change. I'm not interested in shame, but we got to be fucking real. When that poor doctor has to cut off your fucking leg, and what trauma he has to deal with because of your fucking irresponsibility, right? And then how does that affect their family, right? That doctor goes home, he's cut off your leg, now he's probably fucking sobbing because the subconscious mind doesn't forget fucking anything, okay? That doctor has to live with these images because you decided not to look after yourself, right? It really matters what you do. A lot of you don't even think about, well, how will my actions affect people? It's my body, I can eat what I want. I can eat what I want. I'm a type 1. Or I'm a type 2, I'll just fucking take more pills. How's your liver gonna be after several years of doing that? Right? How is your family life going to look like? How many relationships are you gonna run through because you didn't take care of yourself and you wanted to be codependent and you wanted somebody to save you because your daddy didn't, right? And you're carrying this out through your relationship because daddy didn't take care of me. I'm gonna get my boyfriend or my husband to take care of me because my daddy didn't. Or my mommy didn't take care of me, so I'm gonna choose a woman that is gonna be my mommy. Fuck. You don't need a mummy. Your diabetic partner doesn't need a mummy. They don't need a daddy. They need to change their fucking behavior so that you don't have to deal with their bullshit. Okay? Like I said, I'm not into shaming. I'm interested in bringing it up to the conscious realm so that you can have a better life. Right? Let's speed this up. So we're all choosing something to do. Get active. That is the like, for anything, if you want to change your life, it's got to be you. Nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody's going to hold your hand. And sometimes you want that, right? Don't you? Sometimes, like, are you addicted? Hey, Vibe Lounge. Oh, isn't this funny? Oh, what's oh, wow. This is wonderful. I fucking love these people coming into the room, dissing me. That's fucking awesome. Okay? It just shows how conscious you are. So thank you for showing us all exactly who you are. It's wonderful. Right? See, the universe will place these people like this, who are vermin, right? We'll place them in front of you just to test you, right? How strong is she? How can we test her? By being an idiot. That's fine. You've just made yourself public, right? That's fine. That's great. Show people who you are. That's great. Wonderful. Oh, really? Yeah. So anyway, while the little people here express their self and hide behind their computers and pick on people like myself, I don't give a fuck, man. I've probably seen much more and dealt with much more than those fucking petty little words. So, if you are supporting somebody who's diabetic and they keep being a fucking idiot and eating and eating and eating and eating, you're preparing the fucking foods. Maybe they're like lying to you. Maybe they're eating all this disgusting food behind your back as you're desperately trying to care for them. And then they're playing the victim, right? Because obviously they're getting something out of it, right? They got your attention. They got your attention. So you're meeting that need for them that their mommy and daddy perhaps did not do. Okay? It's not your job to be their mommy or daddy. Nope, it's not your job. Okay, let's put an incline on here. Let's see where, so yeah, diabetic. And you as a supporter have to realize perhaps that you are also addicted to that behavior because you share the same thing, right? You're giving them what you wanted as a child as well, right? You're giving them that attention perhaps that you did not get when you're a child. So you guys are attracted to each other because it's a copacetic, codependent relationship, right? Because your mommy didn't give you that, now you're gonna ask your boyfriend or your husband to be that. They're not your daddy, okay? Your husband is not your dad. Your wife, your partner, she's not your mommy. So, what are you going to do? What choices are you going to make today, right now, that is going to help you within the next 10 minutes? Okay, the past is gone. Future's not here. Subconscious mind works right fucking now. Right now. That's all it knows. So I am... Okay. Dr. Nelson, welcome. Right? So what behaviors are you going to operate on right now? Forgive yourself for the past. Maybe you weren't very responsible. But now, because Miss Lafalot comes here and tells you, hey, I've got something to say. Maybe I need to change my behavior. Because I really didn't think about how my behavior would affect my partner. I didn't figure out how my behavior would affect the doctor that is going to cut off my leg. I didn't think about how that heart surgeon would have to feel because you died on the operating table because you didn't look after yourself. Now that surgeon, that doctor needs to go home, and they've got all these images in their mind, these sounds, these smells in their that they've got to deal with. Dr. Nelson, welcome. Right? So think about, I don't know what will inspire you. Choose an activity. This is your diabetic support group. Choose an activity. And let's do it together, okay? You want to decide right now that you don't want your behavior to affect your partner. Right? You want to decide right now, I'm not going to eat these carbs anymore because I'm affecting my partner's sleep. Because I have to go pee every fucking 5 minutes. Sound familiar? I don't eat the carbs when I experience that shit. Okay? How is my behavior going to affect my partner's sleep patterns? How is my behavior going to affect my partner's ability to create income for my family? Right? Because I've chosen to eat better and take care of myself. How is that going to affect my partner who works very hard to go create the money to raise the kids, put a roof over her head, food in her mouth? How is that going to affect them? right? Oh boy. So, welcome to the room. Welcome to the room. So I've decided that my mission in life is what God gave me. God gave me this diabetic diagnosis. So obviously that's my gift. How am I going to show up within this gift? You can say, well, that's not a fucking gift. Yes, it is. Because that's the only way that I can remain sane as I move through this diagnosis. What is the gold from this stance, from this experience? I can choose to be mean or oppressed, right? Because it is a choice, right? It's a choice. Your mood is a choice, and the body is so interesting, right? You can fake it out, right? Don't deny your emotions, but we got to put our game face on, right? We are all dealing with something, right? All of you, thank you for coming. We're all dealing with something. No matter how big or small, it could feel just as big. Like if I got my leg cut off and that person, you know, their best friend moved away. The subconscious mind doesn't know the difference, okay? It's some big trauma, right? So I want you to get clear on, because you're fat, right? Maybe you're listening to this and you're fat. And you're like, oh my God, like, she's totally right. She's totally fucking right. I'm fat. I can't move. I can't make love to my partner because my, you know what, doesn't work. Right? You know what I'm talking about, right? And then I can't make love to my wife anymore because my cock doesn't work. Fuck. You as a woman, you can't make love with your partner you don't want to because your vagina is so dry as fuck because you're fucking stressed. The last thing you can think about is pleasing your partner because you're so fucking stressed. Am I right? Am I wrong? Okay? So I want you to get real with yourself. Not to shame you. I'm not interested in shaming you. Like I said, I'm interested in raising it up. What happens for you when you raise the bar? Right? What is your plan of action? Are you going to lay down and let whatever is happening to you right now, it doesn't matter if you're diabetic or not, you're going to let it get you? Are you going to let it destroy you? I don't think so. Not on my watch. Because no matter how hard I fall, and no matter how many times, I just get stronger every time. Okay? What are you willing to do to make yourself stronger today? Do you have to address your communication? Are you a jerk when you communicate? Or do you close? Right? All of these ways are methods that we have developed over time, beginning from childhood or even in the womb. Let's take it back to the womb. Many of these behaviors, these thought processes were created when you were in the womb. Okay? I'm not worthy. I'm in the womb. And I hear my mommy and daddy fighting. Oh my God, I feel insecure. I feel scared. I feel scared. Fuck. And you travel down the womb, you come out of the vagina into the world, and you're all fucking stressed out. And you're used to hearing your parents fight. Or you can feel your mother as she cries and weeps because the father was not there. So, this is a walker. Treadmill. Right? So mommy and daddy weren't there. Your mom cried, and because daddy wasn't there, right? Deadbeat dads, deadbeat moms. You're like, well, fuck, I don't even know how not to be a deadbeat. How do I not be a deadbeat mom? or a deadbeat dad. Well, it's all about looking in the mirror. Okay, let's see where we're at. So I was 84 pounds last year, a year and a half ago, so now look at me now. I could not do this a year and a half ago. Put my hands up like this, I could not do that. I would have had to be hanging on for dear life. But many of you may not have had near-death experiences. So you have, it's not even in your realm at all. Because you look kind of sweaty. I am. Lucas Kansi says, because you look kind of sweaty. Yes, I'm on a walk. I'm walking. It's a free motion fit. What's it called? That's so nice. I'm glad you're not saying anything bad. You know, you can do whatever you want. You want to say whatever you want. All the power to you. I'm not in censorship. They kicked me off Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. 16 years of me dedicating my life to my cause, to mental health. And they fucking cut me off. So now I have about 265 followers on YouTube. Thank you very much. So I had to start over, right? Because censorship, right? Right? I'm in Canada. Y'all heard about Canada? Because that censorship never existed before, right? Go, Trump, go. So if you're supporting a diabetic, make a decision, find a way to communicate with them how very serious this is to you. They are acting unconsciously. And if you have voiced this before and they are not changing their behavior, and it's affecting your sleep patterns, you can't go to work, you can't do your job or function because your diabetic partner is being a fucking idiot. Okay? And then you're going to wonder if you're 20 years old, 30, you're going to wonder, why am I going through so many relationships? Because I'm a fucking asshole. Right? Because I didn't take care of myself. Now I'm codependent. My partner is a good person, but I'm breaking them down because I'm codependent. Right? Brandon Ware, thank you so much for coming. Right? So you can take this information. Priska, Jesus loves you. Thank you so much. Yes. Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. Right? Friday. We're going to begin Fast Fridays again. So every Friday, I want you to choose a time that is best for you. Maybe you work night shifts, whatever. I'm going to stop eating. Well, I always stop eating. It's very rare for me to eat after 4 o'clock. My best results are to eat between like 10 and 2:33. Okay. Just want to say hello and have a nice day. Thank you so much. Welcome. Okay. So if you're supporting, anyway, they didn't even have to have diabetes. Maybe there's some other behavior that they're doing in your life and it's really affecting you. Okay, I want you to think about, like, are your dreams more important than your codependent behavior that you're displaying with that individual? They could be a diabetic addict. They can be an alcoholic. They can be an abuser, right? But who all stayed in that relationship? Right? So instead of playing the blame game, how can you change this behavior and the trajectory of your life now? Just right now. Past doesn't exist. future doesn't exist right now. Okay. I've got the incline to the max. Anyway, I was so skinny a year and a half ago. I had no boobs, zero, just nipples and no hips, no belly, no ass. Okay, I will never give up. And if I even give you the inkling that I'm going to, I hope you tell me, just give my head a shake and be honest with me. This is where true cultivation of intimate relationships begin. With true, brutal fucking honesty. That's true love. Love is not hiding anything. Love doesn't hide. It speaks. It becomes. Okay. We got 5 minutes. Let's do a cool down. It's an hour of, I highly recommend 1 meal a day. Okay, this is your challenge for today, or if you want to start it tomorrow, because you've already eaten today or it's half your day done, start tomorrow. Okay, 1 meal a day. Okay, just one. I choose carnivore, so fish, meat, eggs, animal based, right? Eggs, a bit of cheese sometimes. Cheese makes my blood sugars go up, but I fucking love cheese. So 1 meal a day, starting today or tomorrow, and see how you feel. And prepare for Friday, where we're gonna have no food. So say on Thursday you're gonna stop your eating at 5 p.m. or 4 p.m. So your fast will end at 4 p.m. the next day, right? Or 5 p.m. If you start at 5 on Thursday, you're fasted there. So then you go till Friday at 5. Okay. Easy. Anybody can do anything for a day. That's statistically proven. What are the statistics on how many people can actually keep up with an exercise regime? A week? 2 weeks? Anybody can do it. Statistics prove that, right? Okay, so we've got 3 more minutes. If you have any questions for Diabetic, I know I've been all this time. Let me know. I'm here. Cool it down. Focus on your breath. Right, so I've got to be really careful with how I administer my medicine, because I do the workout and I do sauna. If I'm not working out, I'm going to swim. Okay, because like yesterday I did such a hard workout with my muscles, my body's saying no, go for a swim today. But it's very rare that I don't do my sauna. Like it's maybe 1 day a week where I don't do the sauna or hot tub, but that's pretty rare. I usually go pretty much every day, but sometimes I might miss 1 day, but I crave it, I need it, right? Working out, I've got a gym at home, so I can work out there. So sometimes I just work out at home, and that just save time, because I can just do it in the morning, quickly get it done, and then after I go do what I need to do, come back and do a sauna. Do you know what I mean? So what can you do to break it up? Okay, maybe you can do like 5 bicep, curls in the morning before the kids get up. Just do 5. Go make your coffee, whatever you need to do. Do it in little increments, right? Like I said before, pick your kids up. Use them as weights, right? Get them involved. If you're creating excuses because I have kids or whatever, it's not an excuse. Your kids should be the one inspiration for you, right? So pick them up, involve them in your workout, right? Go for a walk with them. These are all wonderful ways to include your family on your health journey. Whew, anyway. Okay. I'm going to sign off. Thank you so much for joining. And if this helped you, feel free to like and share. And number one, be the change. Be the change. Love you lots. We'll see you next time.